height adjustment wheel off here, and just screw out the stops that are in there, and I put some PV Blaster on here, let it soak for I guess an hour or so, and then I started tapping it lightly with a rubber hammer as it spun it around, and it came loose, along with the key, and there's a little thrust washer that goes right behind it there too. So we got that one off. Now I want to go ahead and see if we can get the one on the bevel adjustment, so we can get that. So I thought I could go ahead and I took a couple of things off of this trunnion. I thought I could bundle it and pull the whole thing out, but actually that's not going to work. The shaft for the bevel adjustment goes right through a casting here on the bottom of the trunnion. So we're going to have to get that wheel off first and take that shaft out. But in the meantime, this piece has got to come out, so I can at least loosen that up. After some consistent application of PV Blaster, I was able to get a pair of vice grips on the key in there and pull the key out, and then I was able to turn the wheel, and that was able to come off. So it's on there pretty good, free now, which is good. We'll go ahead and take the rest of this out, and we'll be in a position to lift the trunnion out in just a moment. While I was waiting for some of that PV Blaster, I started putting all of my stuff and organizing it into some bags. That will be the bevel wheel. That's the rear trunnion components. This is the height adjustment and front trunnion components right here. So that way I can keep them a little bit organized. Easiest way for that thing to come out of there. It looks like it's got to go out. We got the trunnions out of there and the yoke out of there. And I'll tell you, it wasn't easy. And I didn't have the camera on when I was doing that. I took out, or really loosened up I loosened up the collar on the bevel gear. And I was able to push it in there about that, so it was only sticking out of the cabinet about 1.5 inches, and that seemed to have been enough to let me get that up out of there. So now we got everything off of here, and I'm going to clean everything up, clean the cabinet, figure out what we might need to do to get ready to reassemble. Now we're taking the front part of the trunnion off. This is the bevel gear that operates the beveling of the yoke. We already took the back one off, held on by a couple 3/8 bolts, and there's some mating pins here that goes up against. There we go. So there's the front one. Our main issue here is right now, this piece right here should swivel inside this yoke. This is what the motor rides on, and so when the arbor goes up, this should go up too, and these should play freely inside this yoke. And right now, that thing is in there tighter than the hubs of hell. So I've got to figure out, keep working that to loosen it up. I don't necessarily need to take the pin out, but I did take, there's a 1/4 inch hole pin that goes through this, that attaches it to this, the shaft that goes through the yoke. Got that roll pin out, and now I'm just trying to continually spray some PB Blaster in there, hopefully get it loosened up so I can begin to move this a little bit. I think if I can start to move it a little bit, that'll give me some play here in this yoke, and I can begin to get that pin out, or at least get it freed up.